Hello, it's Valerie at Pisces Mountain Farm, and I'm about ready to show you a clip of this journey that started back in the fall of 2021. So this is a little clip of this pepper plant that I have that I brought in fall of 2021 and saved the seeds from it. So I'm going to insert that clip here. Hey y'all, how are you? It's Valerie here, and today we're going to answer the question, what happens whenever you plant a seed from an F1 hybrid? So first off, I guess we should start with explaining what an F1 hybrid is. So I decided to look up the definition for an F1 hybrid, and it says F1 stands for filial or filial 1, the first filial or filial generation seed, plant, or animal offspring resulting from cross-mating of distinctly different parental types. The subsequent generations would be F2 and F3. And so, for instance, an F2 results from the cross-pollination of F1 hybrids. So, that's a little explanation of the technical definition that I looked up. So I have a pepper that is called the candy cane sweet pepper, and you see my dogs playing in the background. It's called the candy cane sweet pepper, and it has these beautiful variegated leaves. And I brought this in to overwinter. I'm trying to get the leaves so you can see them. There is a little bit of cold damage. It got cold in my house because our electric went out for a few hours. Not enough to hurt anything, but it did get a little bit of curling of the leaves. Anyway, it's an F1 hybrid, so they took two parent plants, crossbred them, and came up with this one. And it's got these beautiful variegated leaves, and the peppers themselves are variegated. And as you can see, I've got one ripe here that I can pick. Now, when I brought these in, I was going to just cut them down to overwinter, but then it started to bloom, and I decided to just let the fruit grow, see what happens. Well, before I brought this plant in the summer, I saved some seeds from one of the ripe peppers, and I decided that I would try growing those seeds out and let you guys follow along, and we can see if it has, you know, these beautiful variegated peppers or these beautiful variegated leaves. I guess that's where we start. We start with growing out those little seedlings. Alright, present day Valerie again. I'm going to show you how these peppers ended up growing, the ones that I saved the seeds from this year. And I also want to show you how they're doing compared to the ones that I grew from just my seed stock that I bought. So, as you can see, these F1 hybrids that I saved seed from did end up producing babies that are variegated. So, there's differing degrees of variegation, but they are in fact variegated, and so is the fruit. Let's see, here's one that's almost ripe. So they did retain their genetics pretty well. This is the, hold on, let this car pass. This is the candy cane variegated sweet pepper. That's the pepper that I saved the seeds from, and it was an F1 hybrid like I've mentioned more than once. And as you can see, all these plants are have varying degrees of variegation. I saved these seeds just to show people what would happen if you save seeds from an F1 hybrid. And I will say these peppers are sweet and they tasted like they tasted last year. But in the process of growing my peppers this year, they got really, really stunted and got covered in aphids at the beginning of the year. And in treating those, I didn't think I was going to have a pepper bed. See these big, beautiful plants? This from about here. These are all the plants that I saved seeds from that I grew last year. Now let me show you the plants that I grew out of my own seed stock, like just out of seeds that I bought that I didn't save seeds from. And these have all gotten the same treatment, and they've all gotten the same fertilization, but you will see the difference. Now mind you, they were all struggling at the beginning of the year, and I used compost tea to try to recover them. Look at the difference in size of the seeds I saved from my plants last year and the ones that I grew from bought seed. I know this is anecdotal evidence, and I know that there are scientific articles you can find out there that tells you the whys and why nots to save your own seed. But it does seem that they really do adapt to their environment. The ones that I grew from seed are starting to produce finally, and I am going to get some peppers off of them. But honestly, I will probably be saving most of those peppers for seed stock for next year. I mean, seriously, that's a huge difference. Okay, I just wanted to show you what happened if you grew out a seed from an F1 hybrid that you saved. So far, these came back pretty true to the parent plant, fruit and variegation. And I'm going to save seeds from them again this year for next year. And I'm going to keep doing that, and hopefully in a few generations I'll have my own stabilized version of this. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.